Welcome to Buddha's in Your Landfill, or Buddha's Plain and Simple. So I'm back here today after a weekend. Well, actually Sunday. I was under attack by vertigo, and which is a result of Meniere's disease, which I figure that's what I've got. Meniere's disease is a inner ear. I have tinnitus, ringing, and kind of a background dizziness because of inner ear disturbance. You know, that's what, when you get seasick on a ship, the fluid in the inner ear gets to going like that, and you go, whoa, you lose your center of balance. So when you get seasick or get spun around, you lose your center of balance. And Alfred Hitchcock made a movie about that, Vertigo, if you remember, with Jimmy Stewart. I did a talk on that some time ago. We may bring that back. But the point is, Meniere's disease will often attack in like an extreme vertigo. So I woke up yesterday morning and I was like on a ship. I was going reeling across the floor to the wall, boom, and I was getting nauseous, and I had to stay in the lie down, stay in the recliner all day if I got up. Whoa! And so we watched movies all day. And but anyway, and I spent some time Googling it up. What the hell have I got? What, like you get the like when you get seasick, you get the cold sweats, flush, sweat, nauseous, and dizziness when everything is moving. So anyway, I discovered again, I realized I'd had this before. Oh, it's Meniere's disease. Okay. What's the cure? Whoops, blank. Blank. It's kind of like when I first started getting ringing in my ears some years ago, and I went to the doctor and said, Doc, I got ringing in my ears. He says, oh, well, we'll send you to the auditory lab, and they'll find this out. So I went to the lab, and they had these two guys in white coats. Oh, good, somebody came in. It was kind of empty. And they put me through all these tests, and they figured out what frequencies I wasn't hearing, and they found blank. Oh, yes, well, they gave me a chart and says, oh, yes, you've got tinnitus. Okay, what can you do about it? Oh, we can't do anything about that. So you can't do anything about Meniere's disease. So anyway, so I made the title of Vertigo and the Loss of Center. So the loss of center is what you feel physically when you get seasick or dizzy. Ironically, people will pay to get this. We just went to Atlantic City. Oh, I'm roaming today. We went to Atlantic City last weekend. And on the steel pier there, they have all these amusements, these big machines, and you pay $10 to get in there. And they shake you and stir you and they flip you around and you come out, whoa. People will pay big bucks to feel the loss of center. So the loss of center, now I'm talking about this from a spiritual point of view, a psychological point of view, an existential point of view, is that we all have to have a center. Damn it, this thing is all tied up here. If I don't pull it up, my thing is too loose. Loss of center. Here, we're sitting out here. In the merry-go-round of life, you see, all the little horses, all the little people, all out here, you see, going around and around, okay? The merry-go-round of life, and you're on a horse going up, and I'm on a horse going down, and I want to get on that, I want to get on the swan, and you're on the giraffe, and I'm on the monster, and all of these things, and we're going around and around and around, and the center of the merry-go-round, you see, is still. But you see, when we're on the merry-go-round of life, and everything is moving and going up and down, and the merry-go-round looks like it's going from past to future. You see, it looks like it's going like that, but it's really going around. But it looks like it's going there. Here I began here. The beginning and the end is here. You see, birth is here, and death is here. But you see, it's going in a straight line. That's the way it looks. That's the way it looks. But there is another dimension that we're not seeing. This is one dimension, time dimension, linear, past to future. Fine, that's good. But if that's the only view, we get vertigo. If that's the only view, we're always being threatened by vertigo on this because there's no center. You see, when we lose our balance, balance is center. Now, we all know this when we first learn to ride a bike. We get the training wheels. We get the pop, daddy to hold the bike. But we're trying to discover our center. And when we find our center, everything stabilizes. Watch a baby learn to walk. He's finding his center, his balance point. In karate or in martial art, the key, the balance point. You know, some people, you can't push them over. Other people, pushed right over. They have no center. The people you can't push over, they've got their center. You see. So we're all looking, this center is balance point, where everything is integrated on that point. The hub of a wheel centers the wheel. The wheel won't work without a center. The spokes are going in every which direction. There has to be a center. There has to be a still point. So when we experience seasickness, that's a physical metaphor for loss of center. Whoa, see, you can't, in the physical world, on this plane here of birth and death, linear time, we find our center by hanging on to other things or ideas. So in order to find a center on here, we have to find, say, a religion or an ideology or politics or a conspiracy theory. There has to be some form that is a center, idea, or physical. A physical center would be like your hometown. Kids come, the daughter just had a reunion, 30-year reunion. All these 40-year-old adults came back to Blackstone. That was their center. And their high school chums and mates they're bonded in that center. They come back to restore center. People retire and go back to their hometown. Their center, you see. They restore center. But that's a physical center. I mean, Blackstone could be bulldozed. It could burn down. It could go away. Your center, when it's in form, you see, is impermanent. So there is a certain impermanence to our physical centers. You get into a religion, a philosophy, a theory, a political party, a club, or whatever. All of these are centers we use to hold on to when we're going through the world. Whoa! When I was having the vertigo, I had to grab hold of the furniture, the wall. Each thing I grabbed hold of was my center. It restored balance. So you go from, I hold the wall restores balance. Then I go, whoa, over to a furniture. Furniture restores balance. Then I go to the next furniture. Whoa. See, each thing that I hold on to is stable. But earthquakes freak us out because everything is moving then. There's no center. You see, we're terrified of earthquakes. Whoa, what can I hold on to? So the big fear of death, you see, is the loss of center. The loss of your ideological or idea center, too. You see, that's the next level. You got the physical level, of centers, and then you got the mind level. So we have to have a center in both places, you see. We want a physical center, like my hometown, my mother, my house, my bedroom. I go back to my bedroom and, there's my teddy bear. I've restored center. You see, that's the physical level. Then the mental level is, oh, I go back to my old church and I feel at home. Oh, I'm restored, you see. Or an idea, well, I'm a Buddhist, or I'm a Hindu, or I'm a yogi, or I'm a New Age, whatever. I'm centered in that. That's my center. That's what gives my story, my me stability. I can't leave my group. These people are my people. These people are my friends. They believe. They understand me. I'm in sync with them, you see. Oh, these people are enemies and all foreign. They don't understand me. So we feel at home in our center on different levels, the physical center, the mental, and the spiritual center. But all of these are impermanent. All of these can suffer vertigo, the loss of center. The rug is pulled out from under you. You're turned around, you're blindfolded, your crutch is kicked out from under you. Where is my center? This is what Zen Buddhism is. It comes out right flat out and says, Zen Buddhism will kick away your crutch, your center. Any non-dual philosophy will kick away your center because there's no center. Non-dual dual means center in form. There's this on the merry-go-round, you see. Dual means, duality means, I found my center, I'm one. Duality means, this is a compass, and there's 2 points, you see. This is me, and this is my center. And this center, you see, is going to be physical or mental, mind, ideas. And these are all temporal. These are all in form, you see. So I've made my center in form, and there is a basic fear there of vertigo because we know form is impermanent. Nothing is permanent. So there is a core vertigo in the world which relies totally on form as center. You get the idea here? That's fear of death. Fear of death is loss of center. So the whole spiritual practice, the whole journey of life, you see, is to find your true center that is not dependent upon form and death. So that even right now, I'm having bouts of vertigo in the sense that I always have this little background dizziness, but I use this metaphorically to point out that when you find your still point, you see, your immovable center, the still point, that still point is not anchored in any form or idea. It's anchored in the heart, the still point. So the still point is within you, but you can't discover it as long as you're looking for it in form. As long as you're looking for the still point in something moving, which is physical or mental, you see, something that is subject to change and death, as long as you're looking for your center in that, you're going to be clinging to some form that is subject to leaving you, which is death, loss of center. So there's a certain anxiety in our life today. There's a certain anxiety and fear as existentially at the bottom of our life in America that is dependent upon physical forms and on ideas, political parties, saviors, anything that is external to you is a form. And if you cling to that as your still point, there is an illusion in that because the still point is moving. And you know it, you see, the heart knows it. So the heart is always in a sense of expectation. Where is my real... And the mind is saying, oh, I've got the still point. It's in this conspiracy theory. It's in this theory of the world. My still point is in science. I'm a scientist. I believe in science. That gives me the story of science and the world of science and the logic of science stabilizes me. Now I can fight off the spiritualists and the religious people and all of them. You see, I'm secure in my world of science. Or just the opposite. That's duality. That's the merry-go-round. You're up, I'm down. I'm up, you're down. Whoa, we're going around. Still point is at the center of the whole cosmic world. And you are the world and the world is you. So the still point is in your heart, but it has to be activated. It has to be stimulated. It has to be discovered. It has to be revealed. You cannot find it in the physical world or the mind world. It has to be, it's transcendent of these two worlds. It's transcendent. It's not there. And yet when you find it, it is there. It's everywhere. When you find your center, it's even in when you have Meniere's disease. It's even when you have cancer. It's even when your loved one dies. It's even when your town burns up. It's even when your savior proves out to be a sex monger. You know what I mean? When your God, your guru, becomes a pervert, or whatever it is, you see. You're impervious to that because you found your still point that cannot be moved by the world, even by truly vertigo, when the world makes you sick. So there's a nauseous underlying our reliance upon physical and mental centers, you see. There's a basic nausea there. As existentialism got to that nausea, got to that existential place, but it never went beyond it. So the challenge is to go beyond the nausea and find your center, you see. It's through the nausea that you discover your still point that never moves, that stabilizes you, no matter what the world is doing, no matter whether you're going up or down on the merry-go-round of life. There is a still center that does not move, and it's through that still center that your life will flow like a fountain, that your life will flow like a creative fountain. When you open that still center in the midst of turmoil, in the midst of the seasickness of life and the vertigo of life. So our whole culture now is going through this vertigo, the loss of center. I read this poem the other day, when the center can't hold, mere anarchy is loosed, in the poem of Yeats, you see. We fear anarchy and the loss of center. So we're hanging more onto our false centers, our false idols. We cling to them so we won't be swept into vertigo. Let go. Let the vertigo sweep you. It's only that way that you find your true center. Let the nausea come. Let the dizziness go. Let go. Let it take you. Let it sweep you up. Where is it taking you? It's taking to the God that dwells within you is you. It's taking you to the still point that cannot be moved by the world. So let go. Get nauseous. Stagger around like a drunk person. Let it go. It's not going to death, it's going to life. Thanks for dropping in.